Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back for another card review. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the 4.5% jackpot card, which is Feiyin. It's a light beast. So I don't see a lot of light beast leaders, right? So this is going to be one of the first few, right? Because we have so little beast, playable beast leaders, right? So this is definitely hoping to be one of the good ones. So let's take a look at the leader skill, right? So point number 1, we have beast and dragon. Times 6.5 and HP 1.3. So you can see compared to Huasi, this guy Feiyin here definitely have a lower multiplier of 6.5 instead of 7. So when the team has only beast, right, so you can do this, you can play this two ways, right? Beast dragon hybrid or only beast. So if you play only beast, beast HP and recovery times 1.3 additionally, so you do have that recovery boost coming in only if you play mono beast. So point number 3, when 6 or more combos are made, dragon and beast attack times 2.5 additionally. Last but not least, we extend movement time by 2 seconds, right? So with leader ally, that's going to be 4 seconds, still slightly lesser than Huasi. Alright, so you can see that recovery boost doesn't come in if you use the hybrid playstyle, right? So you only get that 1.3 when you're playing full beast. So let's take a look at the team skill. Alright, so the team skill, let's take a look at the first one. Right, so the first one is slightly interesting because you can either, this will be triggered if you play Feiyin as a leader, and your ally can either be Feiyin again or Huasi, which is the 1% card. Alright, so if you have not seen Huasi's review, you can hop over to my channel and click on that as well. So by having this condition, you actually trigger the following team skill. By dissolving attributive runestones in the first batch, right, runestones of that attribute can be dissolved by aligning 2 or more of them. So this is going to be quite a unique playstyle, right? This effect stays in play until 15 runestones of a type is dissolved, right? So it's going to be a bit like the Groth kind of playstyle, right? But only 15 runestones instead of 30. Right, so point number 2, turn runestones of members attribute touch while moving into enchanted beast runestones. Okay, so this is gonna it can either be an advantage or a disadvantage, right? So advantage is you can easily kind of clear this at quintet elemental shield, but a disadvantage if you run into enemies that don't allow you to do damage if you dissolve enchanted runestones, right? So depending on the stage, you might or might not want to bring Feiyin. Okay, point number 3, runestones of beast and dragon attribute possess 50% of other runestones, right? So this will depends on your team setup, right? How you're gonna form to kind of play around with this team skill. Alright, next we have runestones moving time left. If it's more than 50%, damage received minus 50% in this round, right? So this is extremely useful when you're storing for CD, especially from the early stage of ultimate stage example, right? So you just have to spend like maybe half a second or 1 second dissolving one set of runestones, right? So that is gonna give you that 50% damage reduction, and you can easily store for your CD for all your cards. Alright, so when runestone moving time is less than 50%, each member launch an extra attack, right, and the damage will be dealt regardless of fixed combo shield. Very, very useful, right? So which means that on average you'll be dealing at least 12 hits per round if you move more than if you are left with less than 50% of your rune moving time. Alright, so having said that, one thing you can definitely know is most of the time you will be trying to leave your rune movement time less than 50%, because that's the more offensive team skill that you're gonna be triggering instead of damage received minus 50%, right? So most of the time you want that extra attack, right? So which means that this is not going to be a team rush setup, because you're going to pretty much hold your rune movement for at least 5 seconds. Okay, so moving on to the next team skill. If leader is dragon or beast with Feiyin in the team, which means that Feiyin is a member, right? So we'll have this beast human form change, right? So when Feiyin is in beast form, its monster attack and recovery times 2, and then it will turn into human form while receiving an enemy's attack. Right, so when in human form, its CD will -1 at the end of each round, which means it's a -2 in total for one round, and it will turn into beast form again once it's activated. Right, active skill is activated. Right, so which means that it's gonna kind of allow you to get its CD up fast. Alright, so most of the time you want it in beast form because it has damage ×2. Alright, so overall I find that this card here, I'm not sure whether it's gonna suffer in terms of recovery, because although it gives you a recovery of 1.3, it's not very fantastic in terms of beast recovery. So we can only come to a solid conclusion once this Lost Saga series drops officially. Right, so from what I see, if you're gonna play a beast dragon hybrid, right, you're not gonna get recovery boost, so that's gonna be a problem. And even if you play mono beast, right, that 1.3 times 1.3 leader ally, I don't think it's gonna be quite fantastic in terms of recovery. Right, so I feel that most of the time your HP will probably not be full, but that's not gonna affect Feiyin. Right, so all you need to do is to focus on the rune movement time, right, whether you want extra attack or you want damage reduction. Right, so with that, let's move on to the active skill. Alright, so for active skill we have CD 7. If leader is beast or dragon, monster will turn into beast form, doesn't really matter. Right, so number 2, restore all cracked positions. Right, so I'm quite sure Madhead is gonna come up with crack position enemy skills again. Right, so those of you who are not drawing for the Lost Saga, please bring all the old cards that will recover crack positions. Right, for example, like the Mega Man X base form. Okay, point number 2, turn the column below beast into enchanted beast runestones. Right, so it's just gonna be an enchantment and addition of race runes. Right, so there's no conversion whatsoever. For one round, attack bonus plus 50% for each combo made, and damage reflect from enemies -100%. Boss skill, death damage, will be nullified. So just to go into detail for point number 3, 4 and 5. Right, so attack bonus is going to be a bit like the Daji leader skill. Right, so that is going to increase your damage. Right, so that's the offensive part of the active skill. The defensive part will be part 4, where damage reflected from enemies -100%. So I feel that this active skill is quite contradicting. So if you're going to activate an active skill, most of the time you're probably expecting to kill the enemy, right, unless you're going to activate this for insurance purposes. Right, just in case, what if I don't kill the enemy and the enemy has reflect. Okay, or another scenario I can think of is the enemy has reflect damage and initial shield, and you don't have a break initial shield card. Right, so yes, then this card will come in handy because it will nullify the reflect damage. Right, other than that, I find this active skill quite contradicting. Right, next we have boss skill death damage nullified. So what this means is those monsters that self-destruct upon their death, dealing certain amount of damage. Right, so we have come across this, I think the March challenge or April challenge, level 10, right, whereby we have 3 exploding mobs. Right, so we kind of have to control the damage dealt to the monster, so it doesn't to prevent more than 2 exploding at the same time. Right, so with Feiyin's active skill, you can kind of nullify that. Right, so overall, I'm not quite sure whether its active skill is that useful. Right, so we probably want to pair it with other useful beast or dragon to play this Feiyin playstyle. Right, so overall, this is not really my cup of tea. Right, not sure about you guys. Right, you guys can comment and leave it and let me know in the comments below. Right, so other than that, that's gonna be the card review for Feiyin. Right, to me, I think Huasi is definitely a more attractive card. So let me know in the comments below, right, how you feel about this particular card. Right, so other than that, I'm gonna end this video right here. Leave a like if you enjoyed the card review. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.